Yeah, I basically chose this location because I thought, well, the internet has like a thing for people being questioned on dark leather couches.
The big show.
Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Moranah and welcome back to... I don't know which episode of Moranah's Mailbox. For sure the last one was like 1.5 years ago, I think. So I've collected some questions that need answering and that are being asked quite frequently. So I figured I'd just make a new episode of Moranah's Mailbox and answer your questions. First one, there's something I would like to address. There seems to be like an increasing amount of trolls and negative comments. I'm not too bothered by it. I just figured, and I think it's especially since I was kind of critical about some Polish guild that ran a quest service. I'm not even sure what their name is anymore, but their quest service was pretty bad, and I made some remarks about that. And ever since then I got like an increased amount of thumbs down on my videos, but also from like Dutch people that are being trolls, or like people that are not even actually trolls but are just very unskillful in leaving their feedback, so to say. But I just figured I'm not too bothered by it. It's the internet. It's not like I care that much, but yeah, I just realized. Anyway, a question I'm being asked a lot is, what server do you play? First of all, you can just look it up on tibia.com, look for characters, look for Moranah, and you'll see it's Refugia. But yeah, I'll just mention it here. I play on Refugia mostly, like 95% of the time, which is not a lot of time. But I'll get to that later. Yeah, all my characters that I make movies with, like my Knight and my Paladin, are located on Refugia and have been there for, well, ever since they were created. I don't even think when they were created there was no server switching. So I'm not sure how old my character is, but it's pretty damn old. So, second question. What skills do you have? Well, of course this changes. It's good that you guys ask, because I should put it in the description or something, or should mention it in the video, because it's kind of relevant for whether you would be able to hunt somewhere where I'm hunting at that time. But it's not that relevant anymore since there's offline training, and yeah, I mean you're 90 X fighting or 90 distance fighting without any effort, so anything beyond that is just nice, and it's not mandatory, I think. Not sure though. I mean, if you're level 200 and your skills are still 90, that's maybe a bit bothersome, but I don't think skills are that important. But out of the top of my head, I think my Knight has something like 107 X fighting. Maybe I'm just bragging now. I'm not sure. I'll make screenshots of it and post them in the video. And my Paladin has something like 114 distance fighting. I'm not sure. It's been like more than a week since I've played it, and well, I never was that great at remembering my skills anyway. I mean, I don't even know my level out of the top of my head. Anyway, I'll post them in my, well, as an overlay over this video. I'm making hand gestures right now, but there's probably skills on screen right now. Anyway, next one. Streaming. There's a lot of people asking me, am I going to stream? Well, there's a long answer and a short answer. Short answer is no. Long answer is, I don't even have time to play and record proper footage as of right now. At the end of every video I promise there's new videos every Monday. For the last 2 or 3 weeks that has not been the case. Well, quite literally because I did not have time to play. Maybe I did play a little bit, but then I only did like, I don't know, Liberty Bay Worms or something. So yeah, I think I've covered that more than enough before, so there's no point of making another video on that. But yeah, time is really an issue right now, and streaming requires a lot of time, even more dedication than recording YouTube videos. The thing is with streaming is your audience, that would be you, expects you to stream at certain times. Like if I would start streaming, that would require me to stream like 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, from 8 until 11 or something. That's not the kind of time that I have right now. I would love to, surely, but I have to be realistic, and I cannot even keep up with posting YouTube content regularly. So streaming is so far out of the question. It would be very interesting if I had like 48 hours in a day, but I don't. So that's the long answer. No. Another question I'm being asked a lot is, can I play with you? Of course you can. The thing is, it's probably hard to catch me online. I don't play a lot, and I'll get to that later again. But yeah, if you see me online, by all means drop me a message. If I don't reply, it's probably because I'm hunting dragon lords or something and I don't have time to reply. Just send me a second message, a third message. I'll eventually probably get it. Or I have my whitelist enabled or disabled. Or the thing is that I sometimes get a lot of gold spam messages, and then when I'm recording I cannot have that because I don't want to give them exposure. So I make my spam filter, which basically means nobody can message me if they're not in my VIP list. So that would mean that your private messages won't get answered or seen in the first place. Then it's probably the best to send me a Facebook message or something. But so that's another long answer, short answer thing. Can you play together with me? Yes, that's the short answer. The long answer is, it's probably hard to catch me online, and if you catch me online there's no guarantee that I will reply, but that's not because I don't like you. One thing I would advise though, if you're playing on a server right now and you're somehow thinking of changing servers, don't go to Refugia just because you want to play together, because, well, as I've said, that would be a bit of a waste. I think you're better off choosing another server if that one is also a good option for you, because, well, I don't play a lot and it would be a shame if you were like transferring to Refugia and then finding out that I only play like 2 hours a month or something. I've made, oh right, next question, or yeah, question slash remark. Has been a lot of critic to I made a video about Caesania once, and I compared it to Tibia, and I was not too happy about it, or I thought it was pretty bad. But apparently a lot of people don't agree with me, and that's fine. I mean, it's a free world. Well, I live in a free country. Not everybody does, of course, but yeah, it's fine to have a different opinion. But people ask me to give Caesania a second shot. And although I would like to, it would mean I would have to invest another 4 hours to get the grasp and to actually have a proper opinion on the game. I don't know if I want to sink that time into a game that I didn't like at first. But maybe it's not as bad as maybe I was too harsh on the game. Could be. If maybe in the summer holidays or something, if I all of a sudden find loads of time, I might take a second look at it. But for now, probably not. But maybe I've been too harsh on it. It could be. If you're wondering whether you should give it a try, just give it a try and form your own opinion. but I'm not going to sink time in it anytime soon, I think. Another question I'm being asked a lot. Can you come play on this server? Premiere, Iona, Antica, whatever. No. I have some characters on other servers, which I play even less than I play my main characters. So, no, it wouldn't make sense. If I had loads of time, once again, I probably would play on multiple servers, maybe even play a PvP server so I could join a war or something, have some PvP action. But for now, it wouldn't make sense. I don't have time to play even my own characters enough, leave alone play on the second server. So no, I'm not going to play on anything else than Refugia. Sometimes people ask me to transfer. I'm probably not going to do that either. Firstly because I think it's a bit game breaking to have this transfer mechanic in it, and that would be a bit hypocritical to actually make use of it. Secondly, like I said, I don't have a lot of time, and for people that are on a low amount of time, I think it's best to play on a non-PvP server, because if you play on a PvP server you will always be victim to people that have all the time in the world because they don't have a job, or they're still, I don't know, 12 years old and they don't have any responsibilities, and so they will have 60 hours a week to spend in Tibia, so they out-level you, out-gear you, and power abuse. So no, I'm probably not going to play anything else than non-PvP. Are you going to make level 200 one day? I thought it was a funny question. I don't know. I'm at 130 I think right now with my Paladin, and if I spend a lot of time in it, then yeah, the levels come at quite a significant rate. So in that manner it would be like, I could make it in a month probably, but yeah, I will. I also, the thing is with Tibia, if I play it loads and loads, regardless whether I have time or not, I also get bored. So will I ever make level 200? I would take a step in the dark here and say no. I'm probably never gonna make level 200. Also because I have two characters, which I mean, sometimes I get tired of playing a knight. I get more easily tired of playing a knight actually, but then I'd switch to Paladin and the other way around as well. So will I ever make level 200? Probably not. A lot of people ask me for my specifications that I use. Well, is that the right way to say it? They ask me, what's your keyboard, what's your computer, what's your graphics card, what's your frames per second, what's your graphics settings. I don't have anything too special actually. I just have a laptop with a bit of muscle, like an i5 and an actually dedicated graphics card. But other than that, there's nothing too special. My frames per second are usually locked to 50 because there's no point of having anything beyond that, I think, for Tibia. And if you just use all the resources of your computer, you cannot run anything beyond besides that. And I like to play music and, well, use recording software besides playing Tibia. So I got it kept at 50, I think. My keyboard is a Logitech G15, the orange one. I think there's multiple versions. Like, this is a second generation, I think. I think you had one generation before this. There was a blue one. This is the orange one. My mouse is a Logitech laser thing that you can buy at like any electronic store for 30 euros. It's nothing too special. I used to have a Logitech G5, but it broke down and I wanted something similar, but without paying 80 euros for a mouse, because, well, I'm not that rich anymore and I don't think it's worth the money for just the snake skin on it or something. It's a bit, it's marketing bullshit to me. So I bought a laser mouse for 30 euros, I think. I can probably list the hardware that I use. That's probably the best thing to do. My frames per second obviously are 50 or 60. I think 50, I'm not sure. What's my internet? Not sure. I share my internet connection, but it's a pretty good one. I think it's glass fiber, and I at least have 100 up, 100 down or something. I'm not sure, but it's pretty good. What are my graphic settings? I don't know. Are there really graphic settings on with Tibia? Yeah, I use DirectX 9, not 5, and not OpenGL. I have my resolution set to my native resolution, which is 920 to 180, but I don't think it differs that much if you use anything different. And I usually have my ambient light set to something like 75% or 50%, enough for me to be able to hunt in the dark, but I don't want to go. I don't want to let any lighting effects go to waste. So if you put it at 100%, you don't see your lighting effects as much, which is a bit of a waste to me. But a lot of people, well, quite some people complain that my videos are too dark, so maybe I should look into actually putting it to 100% just for the sake of being able to see what the hell is going on. Another question I'm being asked a lot is, what recording software or editing software do I use? I use DxStory for Tibia, and I have, well, it's really nice first of all, but if you're looking into it and you just want to start making videos yourself, maybe you should look a bit further, because it's not very easy to set up. It's you have to know what you're doing somewhat. But Jack Frags, the rather big YouTuber, actually made a guide on it, so I'll link it in the description down below. And I mostly copied his setup except for the sound and stuff, because it's not very important with Tibia. I don't need separate sound channels. I'm fine with having one channel, because the only channel that I use is my microphone. So, but other than that, I use Logarith lossless codec for storing my video, and so yeah, that's about the recording software. The editing software, I use Adobe Premiere, in my case CS6. I still want to upgrade to CC at some point, but I'm not in a hurry, and I have CS6 right now, so I don't want to spend the money actually, but maybe I should, because I've seen what CC can do and it's pretty nice compared to CS6. But right now I have Adobe Premiere CS6 for my editing software. But then again, it's not really that relevant to what editing software you use. Actually, you could use iMovie, Windows Movie Maker. Okay, maybe not Windows Movie Maker, but there's, yeah, the basics. I don't use anything too fancy in my editing software, so you can get away with using almost anything. Are you able to do the Warzone? I'm not sure. I've never looked into it, but it seems like you need a big group, and that requires playing regularly, being available, investing time. You see where this is going? So maybe I could, but it would require me to be available, and that's really hard to predict for me. Plus, yeah, if I'm only playing like 1 hour a week or 2 hours a week, I don't think that's enough to do a Warzone, right? Another thing I want to mention is that I get an increased amount of people commenting in a different language than English or Dutch. I mean, if it's German, I can understand it. I mean, my German is horrible, but I can get away with reading it and hearing it. But if you're commenting in French, or, well, mostly it's Spanish and Portuguese, because, well, South America and stuff. I'm just kidding, but yeah, I think it's mostly Brazilians that comment in Brazilian. it boggles my mind. At what point do I give the impression that I'm Brazilian or that I would speak Portuguese? Maybe they're just leaving comments. Back in the day, I took the effort and actually translated them and then replied to them in English. Partly to make a point, partly because I was interested. If somebody now is commenting in Portuguese, I just flat out ignore them. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think it's a bit rude. And yeah, if you cannot even be bothered to speak English, maybe he's unable to, but then again, there's no point in watching my videos if you're not speaking English. Is this rude? I don't know. But then again, I don't really care. I just want to speak my mind. Also in Polish, by the way. I sometimes get Polish comments as well, which I also don't understand, obviously. I mean, there was always also a question that asked, how do I loot my items so quickly? Well, it's Lead Hacksource, obviously. I have this program. I'm not even sure what it's called because I'm trying to make bullshit up right now. Well, I don't use hacks, obviously. I'm pretty opposed to that. But yeah, it's a bit of muscle memory, actually, I think. And also I have my backpack set up in a way that I usually have my arrows and stuff that I need to drag to my arrow slot. Even though I can hotkey that, but I always forget my hotkeys. I have it on the top, then I have like common things like shovels and ropes and magic mushrooms. And below that I usually have my looting bag, so I can drag everything in that. No, it's my battle window. And below that I have my looting bag, so I can drag everything from the monster that I open to the looting bag in like a little twitch that I make with my hand. So yeah, I can see why you would think it's very quick, but then again, it's not that quick. It's a bit of a muscle memory. I used to play for hours on end, but yeah, those days are long gone. So I guess that was the last of the questions so far. If you have any questions in the future, I mean, drop them down below or send them via Facebook or Twitter is also possible, but I even check Twitter less than I would Facebook. Is that everything? Yeah, or you can leave them in the comments down below, of course. So ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for watching. My name is Moranah, and I hope to see you in the next episode.